Welcome to another podcast by Tesla Club India and EXP with EVs, discussing the latest EV news. We will discuss the news that happened in the last couple of weeks and continue where we left off. Today, in this episode, we have me, Priyans from EXP with EVs, and Nikhil and Garvit from Tesla Club India. With that, let's start with the first bit of news. Garvit, over to you.
So first news, we shall call Ola now, who has launched 6 variants of his S1 scooter. The different variants are based upon two different models, the S1 models and S1 Air models. All the prices are after FAME 2. In all these models, you will get a 2 kilowatt hour pack, 3 kilowatt hour pack, 4 kilowatt hour pack. So you have 3 models for S1 Air and 3 models for S1 and S1 Pro. The range starts from almost 85,000 rupees and goes up to 1,30,000 rupees. These prices are after FAME 2. So, Nikhil, what do you think?
Thanks, Garvit. As Garvit explained that there are now 6 variants of S1 divided into 2 parts, Air and S1. And Air has motor capacity of 4.5 kilowatt and S1 has motor power of 8.5 kilowatt. So let's say that S1 is a higher powered model, for more speed and efficiency at more speed, and the 4.5 kilowatt version, that is Air, it is more for normal low speed use. And I like that there are 6 variant with different choices, and the variant are based on different battery capacities, so there are choices for everyone, right? And the price starts at 85,000, so it's less than Activa for some variants. So it's good for people that they have many choices now. And I think for majority of users, like in tier 2 and tier 3 cities, I don't think they drive more than 30 kilometer a day or 40. And even if you drive 60, you have an option which is not so costly compared to your petrol versions, approximately same. So I like this very much, and it's great that there are many versions and different choices for it. It provides a wide range of option for wide range of use cases for everyone. Yeah, Priyans.
Correct. So having options is great, but also I wanted to understand with the 2 kilowatt hour version, right? The Ola claims that the range is 85 kilometers, which is the IDC range. So and the range goes from like 85 kilometers to all the way till 181 kilometers in the top model. So what is the real range that people can expect based on our community discussions? Nikhil or Gaurav?
Yeah, I think you should ignore the claimed range completely. For the 2 kilowatt hour version, I think 50 should be expected at normal speed. Yeah, let's say around 40, it should be possible. We need to see what the efficiency of this air motor is. But the 2 kilowatt hour version will be mostly useful for those guys that rarely drive. And so many people buy these no registration scooters. They are cheap assembled scooters, and they are very poor quality parts and such things. I have seen many such scooters where the parts starts vibrating within a year and two. So expecting that S1 Air will be a higher quality model than general. And so if you are looking for a quality one with registration and can have speed, but you don't drive much, so there is option with 2 kilowatt hour pack. It's less, I don't know, I'm not sure what the usable capacity will be, but I think if they are saying 85, 45 to 50 should be possible. And it's enough for lots of use cases for people.
We'll have to. I mean, I do not know much about two wheelers, But I guess we'll have to see and find out whether the 2 kilowatt hour battery pack is being used by the people or not, or is it similar to what Tiago has done uh, in terms of their pricing and their variant, right? Wherein you have one variant which is extremely low cost and you market everything as Ola S1 starts at 85,000, but then the higher variant is what is typically needed by most of the people, and that is priced slightly higher. So let's wait and see what happens.
So next up we have Citroen. Uh, we have actually got the Delhi transport documents regarding the EC3 from the official website of Delhi Transport Department. Uh, and we have found out that the motor used in EC3 is from BYD and the battery is from S-Volt. Also, the commercial variant will have a uh, speed limit of 80 km per hour. Moreover, we have pointed out that the weight of 29.2 kilowatt hour air cooled EC3 battery is 275 kilogram, but a Nexon EV Prime with liquid cooled pack 30.2 kilowatt hour has a weight of 260 kilogram. So interesting to see how two different LFP packs compare with each other. But I'm more concerned how they have not included any IP rating too. So Nikhil,
So I think we already knew about the cells they will be using. They will be from asphalt. So, but the document says battery. So I am thinking that even battery pack is made by asphalt and not by Citroen. I'm unsure, unsure on that. So yeah, a motor from BYD. It's surprising. I had no idea about that. We already knew about cells also. And these are LFP cells. And Nexon also uses LFP cells, but they are different form factor. Nexon uses cylindrical LFP cells from Goshen, and S-Volt has prismatic type cells, and these are LFP also. So yeah, and it's interesting to note the weight difference, but we actually don't know if the battery pack weight include the other hardware like inverter or not. But if still we were to get a rough idea, and they are not saving much with the air cooling, at least on the weight part. It doesn't seem so on a rough idea, right? And so, yes, since you have been
Yeah.
driving Tiago now, what will you expect from Citroen?
So thank you, Nikhil. For Citroen, we see, right. I mean, air cooling. I'm guessing it is not for the weight reduction. It is mainly a cost reduction. They did not want to have liquid cooling or some kind of active cooling. So that is why they have gone ahead with this. Or maybe it is the choice of the battery pack. Maybe with prismatic battery cells, it is probably difficult. Prismatic S-Volt is basically coming from great volt motors, right? And do we have any S-Volt battery pack based cars in India running?
No, this will be the first one.
This will be the first one, right? So okay, let's see how they perform, because I mean it can be different technology slightly, given that it is coming from a different company. Outside Great Wall Motors, I think they are very they there was an instance wherein one of the Aura Good Cats. I remember
Yeah.
Beyond making a video wherein Beyond read a news article that an Aura Good Cat was climbing up a hill, and it shut down midway because it was too hot for the battery pack. And does Aura Good Cat also have air cooling in Thailand?
Garvit can look it up. I am not sure of that.
yeah, need to look at that.
You look
Okay.
quite brilliant. You continue.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, given that Thailand and India have almost similar temperatures, where that is extremely hot during the summers, as we discussed last time also, right? We need to see whether the product can withstand the extreme heat that is there in the country. Also, we have any idea when the product is going to be launched in the market? And another interesting thing that I wanted to see is that they have allowed higher speed limits for commercial taxis. Given, I mean, it is great that they think that these cars will be used for commercial taxis also. But I'm just trying to understand, where, like, when are they launching the product and what price point it is going to be? I don't think we have any kind of that information.
There's not a sure date when they will be launching this, and you misspoke that commercial variant will have higher speed. Commercial variant will have less speed, will be speed limited to 80 km per hour, while the private ones are, I think, 107 km per hour.
Oh, my mistake. Sorry.
And recently, I saw a screenshot from Garvit can look it up, and we will mention it on YouTube. There was a owner saying that the mostly Citroen is being tested in southern India, and that the test drivers will come in group, and they will hog the chargers, and some won't allow you to charge, and but they will keep themselves charging. And he said that he talked to a driver. He said that at around 75 kilometer per hour they are getting 250-kilometer range. So I'm not sure how true is that, but given your experience, Prince, do you think that speed and at that range is possible with that battery?
250 kilometers range in 30 kilowatt hour seems slightly uh, stretch, given that in India, in my MG, right? In my MG, uh, when I drive with my AC on, which is a 50 kilowatt hour battery pack, that is almost 60% more. And the body type is similar, like it is both are boxy cars. They are not efficient, or they do not have a very little drag coefficient. With that also, it is difficult. I can reach like 350 kilometers easily the with my MG. So take like it has to be 60 kilometer less. So if I do a quick math, it is around 210 kilometers, right? So that is what I'm expecting.
Yeah. And even Nexon at the Nexon Prime version is, even at that these speed you can expect around 200 to 20. It's different that if you are not using AC, and depending on temperature it can change. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, Garvit, let's move to the next one.
So next up, we have some news from Tata Motors. They have increased price for Tiago EVs as they end the introductory price, and there has been an increase of 20,000 rupees across all variants of Tiago EV. So yeah, the most affordable one, the medium range variant, now starts from 8.69 lakhs, and the topmost now goes up to 11.99 lakhs. So yeah, not much increase, but they tried to maintain the position of being them as an torch bearer of affordable EVs.
I mean, it's still a great thing that you can still get an EV under 10 lakhs, and that too, of a decent category, right? So kudos to Tata for that. And they had mentioned that they will be increasing that. This is an introductory price, and I think it is okay. 20K is not too big of a price pinch. Like, it will not pinch a lot of people, and given that they have stuck to the schedule, in fact, they have started deliveries also, and people are enjoying their Tiago drive. I think it is just going to ensure that there is, I mean, there'll be a demand, and people like Tata can easily fulfill that demand. So might as well, cover more costly, like ensure that their bottom line is healthy, right? So it makes total sense.
Yeah, this increase is less than what I was expecting. I mean, 20,000 nothing for a car like this and such a price. It's not much increase from the introductory price. And even the 24 kilowatt hour version starts at 10 lakh 20,000. So it's a good vehicle, and as you have been driving, you have been getting fantastic range in city at least. It's a perfect as city car, and even for some local drive, it shouldn't be an issue.
Totally. I mean, loving the experience, and but we should record the Tiago experience separately once I've covered like 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah,
So
sure.
let's move on to the next news.
Okay, Garvit, next one we have big on lithium. Let us know what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So we have some news coming in from our government department. Now they have actually established inferred resources of G3 category lithium, and it amounts to 5.9 million tons in the Salal Haimana area of Riyasi district of Jammu and Kashmir, UT. So it's actually a inferred resource or a G3 resource. So that should be kept in mind. Moreover, we have already some reports from Karnataka that we have found around 1,600 tons of lithium there too. But as comments made by Department of Atomic Energy, they have said that it is not economically feasible to exploit the resource there. So now here at 5.9 million tons, we can say it might be exploitable, but since it's under G3 or it has been discovered as a inferred resource, we have to wait till G2 and G1 studies completes. So yeah, quite a thing for the Indian industry.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, yeah, more studies as required. So what you are saying, the government will be doing more research there to know that what can be extracted. And I think it's still few years away, at least 5 years away before we can start getting lithium from India. But it's still big news, and I think that lots of area in India are still left to be explored for lithium. And lithium is not a rare material on Earth, right? Times, Bolivia tops the lithium reserves at 21 million tons. And then at second position, there's Argentina with close to 20 million tons. Then United States at 12 million tons. Then there's Chile with 11 million tons. Then Australia at around 7.9 million tons of reserves. And then China is around 6.8 million tons, and then India comes at seventh place with 5.9 million tons. So we have a lot to discover, and these are yet to be, in many countries they are yet to be discovered. And with this discovery, India comes in among top countries with lithium reserves. Priyans?
Yeah, Garvit, if you can just explain what is G1, G2, G3, right? I mean, for people like who do not know, like I do not understand what is an inferred resource, what exactly is it? Can we just mine the lithium that is here and can we start using it after it is being processed in our batteries, or what is the steps? If you can just explain that.
I think there are actually two more steps to go before a commercial mine is available. So actually there are four stages of exploration. First is G4, G3, then comes G2 and G1. Now we are currently talking about G3, that is preliminary exploration. So now here basically we'll infer the resources, or as we call inferred resources. So a mineral resource inferred from geoscientific evidence, underground openings, or other sampling procedure where the lack of data is such that continuity can't be predicted with confidence. Now, if the G2 study goes on, we'll say indicated resource. So it is actually done by sampling through drilling holes, underground openings, and other sampling procedure to ensure continuity of the resource. But it actually gives us a close enough hint to give a reasonable indication of continuity. and it is having some degree of reliability in some sense. And the last, the Jivan stage, will say it as a measured resource. It is the actual, getting reliable scientific data to measure how much mineral can be easily extracted without causing too much on the pocket. So yeah, it actually helps us allow, shape, measuring the shape, sizes, the density, and even the grade of the mineral to be found.
Correct. So I mean, I'm assuming this is a total process of 3 to 4 years because it sounds complicated and it will take some time. So am I right in that assumption?
Yeah, it can take even 10 years. It all depends upon government bodies how fast they can do and how authentic
Let's
study they
hope
can have.
that this comes out to be in our favor as soon as possible. But also one small point that I have when mining lithium, right? There will be significant ecological impacts on the environment. We also need to consider that there will be some kind of air pollution too. And speaking of air pollution, I think we can move on to the next news, wherein my city, Mumbai, has been ranked as the second most polluted city in the world. And this is a spot that I mean, Mumbai was never in these lists, but given that we have so much construction happening in the city, it was bound to happen sooner or later. But it is a terrible list to be a part of. So maybe Nikhil or Garvit, if you have some thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good to have our cities in among the top polluted cities. So, we should try to, we should take measures to have it as much as down as possible. Do you think that, like, there are many cities in Europe where they have zero emission zones where only electric vehicles are allowed? You cannot bring your eyes, and like London has congestion taxes. So do you think such things can help in Delhi or Mumbai where there's already a lot of traffic, huge jams, and like Delhi has metro, Mumbai is also getting metro. So I think if these public transportation, we need a lot more of it. So this can be helpful too.
Definitely, we need public transportation. It has to be our priority number one to ensure that public has the best ways to travel to and fro in the city. Mumbai has been known for the local trains, but I think we have outgrown that capacity more than 10 years ago. So right now, Mumbai is building like 7 metro lines all at once, and uh, that is causing significant amount of pollution. Similarly, you have a lot of roads, new roads that are being built for new cars. Like you have the coastal road that is being built. Also, given all of this development is happening, the real estate value is shooting up higher. So buildings are going under redevelopment, and that like all of these factors together, they are causing immense amount of pollution in the city. So yeah,
So I want to add just two things. First is it is not even a time for celebration for even Delhi. Although they are not in the list, but they are currently under unhealthy category. 286 AQI is there. But the thing is how you know, people would react to it. So they will again start driving their ICE vehicles like mad, or people should understand there is something integral related to air quality. It's their health. I don't know why, but people are not, understanding some very important things, that burning oil is just a wasteful
agreed, totally agreed.
activity to have.
And people driving back ICE vehicles is something that we do not want. But Mumbai has seen a lot of EVs registrations also. Like Maharashtra is one of the states where the state subsidy is over, and Obviously, a significant part of that is coming from Mumbai and Pune, cities like that. Just a quick side note. My day job is something to do with air quality. I run a company called Active Buildings. And if you're worried about what the air quality is at your home, you can visit my website and you can drop in a query, and you can get an air quality test done at home for 699. So that's a side plug. Garvit, or sorry, Nikhil, over to you.
Yeah. So Garvit, let's move on to our next news, and then I will make my comment that I had to. It's more related to that.
No problem. So here we have some new EV startup in the field of buses. Now, buses here I mean intercity buses. We have already seen some buses from New Go where they'll have multiple buses like from Bhopal to Indore, or Puri bus is from Mumbai to Pune and back, and New Go is again from Delhi to Chandigarh. So these types of buses actually helps people in building confidence. Now the startup here we are talking about is Fresh Bus. It is based out of Bengaluru, and it has secured series seed funding from Ixigo, a travel app we know. Now again, I'm very keen to see which bus or which OEM bus they'll be picking up for this purpose. And since we know there are actually two OEMs who build intercity buses, one is Electra, whose buses are plying on Mumbai to Pune and Pune to Mumbai, and the other one, which which are from Nugo, are actually from Mitra Mobility, or the technology partner is Skywell.
So the article mentions that the Fresh Bus will start its services between Hyderabad and Bangalore uh, from March 2023. And that is next month, and they will be launching 24 electric buses. So I mean, this is great that we will be getting buses from one city to another now. Delhi has got some buses also, but they are from within city. And electric buses are going to improve air quality with not within a city, but for the travelers also. I didn't have any problem while going going in buses, but few years ago I have to go to Delhi for studies, and since then, whenever I sit in bus, I feel vomiting. Right, so I cannot wait for buses to be electric. So this is
Totally agree.
yeah.
Nikhil, I have myself experienced going to Pune and coming back in Puri bus, and it is a very pleasant experience. But there's a significant difference, right? Hyderabad to Bangalore is roughly 500, 550, 600 kilometers, and Bombay is more or less 150 to 200 kilometers, right? So if you're seeing buses with high capacity traveling up between two cities, that's a really great thing. Do we know what kind of battery capacity these buses have? Will they have charging stops, or is it going to be a direct bus?
I mean, the article states that the buses will have 375-kilometer range on single charge. So there obviously have to be a bus stop, and I'm not sure what buses they will be using.
All right, so let's
Yeah,
wait for them to come back to us with some more news.
yeah.
But yeah, even a 1 hour quick pit stop at night with a fast charger, that should be enough to give it enough range to go to the next stop. Uh,
I mean, you can have
anyway, so
two small stops. You don't even need a one longer one. You can have two small stops.
correct. Their basically their pee breaks or their dinner
Yeah,
breaks can be scheduled
yeah.
around that.
You can have a 30-minute
All right,
break after 200 kilometer or so. So that should be able to cover it.
perfect.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last news for the day.
Yeah. So this is a tweet from Fourth Partner Energy. They say that they have installed a carport, solar over a carport for a chocolate manufacturer in Maharashtra. So I think we will show some pictures of it on YouTube. Priyansh, can you see? So
Yeah,
I think this is great. It's land is there. It's used for parking. Nobody, nothing else. Why not use it for solar generation, electricity generation also? Works as shade for vehicles also, right? And if you add
and
if you add some plug points, even the 15 ampere plugs for EVs, I think it becomes the perfect parking spot ever.
this is really awesome because given the high temperatures that we're seeing this early in this year, Bombay is already at 33 degrees during the day in February, in mid of February when we are recording this podcast. Uh, if the car becomes hot, it is just too hot to travel outside. So might as well have a shade, and what better shade than having a solar power generating solar panels on top of it, right? You get free juice, and I mean the car stays cool, and it can keep charging if there are plug points, as you say. So this is perfect.
And, France recently made a law that any parking spot, existing or new, over 60 plus parkings must have solar over it. I think maybe we should have something like that also. And it's a no-brainer also, even
Totally makes sense.
yeah, law shouldn't be required for
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, I mean the owners themselves, they have to think, right?
Right.
If some people in India, most of the car parking spots are in the out in the open. So it makes total sense. I mean, the if the car is in shaded parking, there is less dust that settles on the car, elongates the lifetime value of the car, and use. I mean, there are a lot more benefits. Like ask any car owner, they would want to park their car in a shade rather than in the open. So
Obviously.
yeah,
So I
all
think
right.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead, Nikhil.
this was it for today. And yeah, so thanks guys for joining. Thanks Priyans. Thanks Garvit. And thanks everyone for
You
listening to Tesla Club India podcast.
you can follow Tesla Club India
Yeah,
on Twitter. You can follow Nikhil at NC Birbhan on Twitter. You can follow me at EXP with EVs on Twitter. Um, all right, thank you, and let's meet in the next episode.